Welcome to In Frame Out's Year in Film, where we take stock of 12 months of spectacular cinema and unfortunate rubbish. The death rattle of dumpster fire filmmaking is ringing out with the final throngs of 2018, and it's as good a time as any to eulogise the creme de la creme of crap. Without further introduction, here are In Frame Out's worst films of 2018.
Yeah. Hey, can you turn your music down, please? Because I'm having a really hard time.
Whatever.
With all the goodwill in the world, a game cast, a comic book property with decades of goop to pull from, this is what we got. A turgid oil stain of incomprehensible action beats, baffling dialogue, and listless, lifeless plotting. Tom Hardy is trying, God bless him, but his performance lives and dies somewhere between so bad it's good and... what? This is cinematic food poisoning masquerading as franchise-building sludge. It'll get a sequel, because if Suicide Squad can squirt out a fanbase, then this intellectual arsenic will no doubt do just fine. I'll leave it at this. Adjusted for inflation, Venom had a budget 3 times larger than The Godfather.
May God have mercy on us all.
You don't want this. But guess what?
Doing away with the B-movie grime and shredded morality of the original, and never embracing the exploitation-stained schlock of the immediate sequels, this anemic remake is watered-down near beer and a bored Bruce Willis. It takes the authorities the entire film to catch up to a man who never wears a mask in front of multiple witnesses and cameras, leaves blood, spit and fingerprints at every crime scene, and generally acts like a drunken horse. This isn't phoned in, it's a fascist dial tone ringing out into the void. Watch any of the deconstructions or reimaginings from over the years and pull the plug on this wrong-headed, lead-footed failure.
I would love to be wrong about this.
Monk,
If you want to know more,
turn that shit off.
please read my book.
The original Cloverfield has aged a bit like orange juice warming on a radiator. When you're thirsting for monster madness, it'll suffice, but in hindsight, it'll leave you unfulfilled and kind of nauseous. 10 Cloverfield Lane was lightning in a bunker, palpable tension, John Goodman on Oscar-worthy form, and enough intrigue to forgive the wet fart of an ending. So, having followed the Cloverfield paradox since it was but a twinkling rumour called the God Particle, was it worth the wait? In a word, no. In 2 words,
Piss, kidney.
a bloated mess that manages the rare feat of being both convoluted gibberish and oversimplified slop, this feels like subpar space hokum hacked up by a greasy thug until it's nothing but exposed wires and fleshy stumps. This isn't just sugar in the gas tank of J.J. Abrams' Twilight Zone skylarkings, it's a shotgun shell to the face of science fiction.
This isn't space research. It's criminal and morally repugnant. They're becoming violent, losing control. The last people to try this were the Nazis. You are lying to
Nobody gives a shit.
Sam Worthington has been good exactly 0 times as an actor. What he lacks in any screen presence, he compensates for with vacuous blandness and the inability to hold on to anything approaching an accent for more than 4 seconds. Now, let's take that mannequin with stubble and slowly, and I do mean slowly, turn him into an emotionless husk that looks like something laughed out of the planning stages of Prometheus. Does that sound good to you? No? Well then, how about we make it cheaper than half a pint of pig urine and earwax in your eye socket levels of ugly? Still no takers? What do you mean he's gonna be in 4 more Avatar films?
Shit. What are these here?
Please don't touch my balls. They're made of Tibetan marble. They're very expensive.
I apologize. I didn't mean to cup your balls.
Look, I'm a sucker for exactly 3 things in cinema: Muppets, hard-boiled noir, and childish humour. I'm one of those weirdos that watches Freddy Got Fingered for fun and not some ironic statement. The Happy Time Murders not only fails on every single one of these levels, but it also sinks lower than simple mistakes. This is a hateful, terrible film. It is punishingly, painfully bad. For 1.5 horrible hours, the film decomposes into a stagnant stench of terrible joke, pause for laughter that never comes, terrible joke. Somewhere in the silence between festering, floundering gags, I was overcome with a thought that I couldn't shake. I am wasting my one life watching this garbage. Hundreds of people who made this film gave up months of their singular existence to create this, and the only thing to come out of it is this sour discharge? This is the first time I've walked out of a film. I ended up going to a later screening to finish it just so I could give it a fair shake, and that's my biggest regret of all. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, and you're In Frame Out's worst film of 2018. Those were our top 5 worst films of the year, and what a sour batch to end our first In Frame Out year in film. We'll be back shortly with more features, reappraisals and deep dives. Hit us up in the replies with your best and worst films of the year, and for those of you who've sent kind messages in the past few weeks, everyone is fuel in the engine to keep this channel going. Until next time, this is In Frame Out.